Hello traders, welcome to marketaddiction.net. Today I want to do something different for my video. Instead of doing a regular market analysis, I want to do a bit of an educational video. What I want to do is I want to show you one of the methods I use for finding some of my trades. What I'm looking at here is the home page for finviz.com. This is a really great website, a great resource. They have a lot of good tools on here. I use it quite frequently. Just looking at their homepage here, they have an overview of the Dow, the Nasdaq, the S&P, advancers, decliners, new highs, new lows, above and below the 20, 50, 200-day moving average, so on and so forth. The top gainers for the day, top losers, stocks that are set up in trend lines and wedges and different things like that. All kinds of stuff on here. On the right hand side they have this sector map that you can click on and make bigger if you would like to. You can look at this, get a quick overview of where the money's flowing each day. You can see the financials down here are red. Basic materials not quite so red. You can see that that industry or sector should be a little bit stronger. Well, what I like to do is I like to go to this groups button up here at the top. So then what I do is I'll look for the sectors that are performing the best. They have the 1 day performance, 1 week, 1 month, 3 month, so on and so forth. And what I like to do is look at, say, the last 1 week, 1 month, 3 months. You can see that the industrial goods, conglomerates, basic materials have been doing well. Compared to the rest of the market, they've been leading the way, I guess you could say. And over the past month, the financials have been the strongest, and also the industrial goods, conglomerates, utilities, and healthcare. Over the past month, 3 months, they've been the laggers. Actually, have lost here when the rest of the market has been going up. So what you can do is you can get a good feel for where the money is going. And what you can do is you can click on charts up here, and then it will show you just a basic line chart of each of these sectors. And then you can get just a real quick feel for what's maybe going to happen in each sector. It looks like basic materials showing a nice pattern in here, like it may be ready to break out to the upside. So you can look for maybe some good setups in that sector. We'll scroll down here. The industrial goods have been performing well. So what I'll do is you can click on this, and then what this is going to do is show you a chart for all of the stocks in this industrial goods sector. But what I like to do is look for stocks in here that have a high short interest. So what I did was I just clicked on this All tab at the top, and it brings up all kinds of different criteria in here for different filters. You can filter based on fundamental information, different technicals, whatever you want. They have all kinds of good stuff here. But I'm going to go over here to this float short, and then in this pull down box we'll just say over 15%. So this is going to show me all the stocks in the industrial goods sector that have at least 15% of their shares float as short positions. So what this could help you with is if you're looking at a strong sector, and if there's a stock in there that has a high short interest, for one, new money can come off of the sidelines and increase demand by entering new long positions. And then as the stock starts to go up, you'll have all those shorts rushing to cover their positions, which will create even more demand. So you can get some pretty fast price moves in some of these stocks that have these high short interests. So what I'll do is I'll go through these and look at them. These trend lines and stuff that they draw on their charts, I don't really look at. But what I do is I just skim through these and look for different price patterns that are setting up that I like. So if I find one like this BHS looks interesting, you can see that there's 28 or 23.8% of the shares float are short. Short ratio is 23.31, so there's very significant a short interest in this stock. So if it breaks out above what looks to be some resistance here, you could get a pretty quick run up. But first, another thing I look at is these earnings. They have earnings releases down here. So what I'll do is if a stock or if a company is going to report earnings, within the next day or two, I'll generally stay away from it because I don't trade through earnings, and I don't want to have to exit my position just because they're going to be releasing earnings after market or whatever. But anyway, when I find these stocks, BHS, this looks like a pretty decent setup, so I'll bring up my IQ charts, and then whatever charting software you have, I'll look at it, then I'll do my analysis further. But this stock here only has 74,000 shares that was traded today, so I'll ignore this one because that's just way too light a volume for me. So then actually what you can do is you can go up to this average volume. You want stocks that trade on an average of over 500,000 shares a day. Now we'll even do price. They must be trading over $2. This will just weed out some of these real small penny stocks. So then basically you can just go through here and look at all these different setups and find some that set up for for how you trade, and they're going to be in a strong sector and have a high short interest. So if you see something that's set up good, that's just even more confirmation that you can have a good trade. And like I said, I'll usually do this. This is something I do whenever the market gets kind of boring, midday, around that 11 to 1 o'clock Eastern time, when not a lot's going on sometimes. I'll always go through and just find these different setups. So that's just one of the tools that I use. I wanted to share with everybody. If you was curious as to how I came up with some of my setups. So I hope this was helpful. Be sure to check out my website at www.marketaddiction.net. If you're just watching this video on YouTube, be sure to stop back and have a great day.